Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Firexfred. Today we're continuing on with our little bit of a run here with TLO's replay pack that he did release on Facebook to the general public. So I'm casting a couple of those games from there. Right now we see him as the Zerg. Good luck, have fun's going out from everyone. In the top right here of Xel'Naga Caverns, that is the red Zerg. And down here in the bottom left as our blue Protoss we have TMCIRisk. I don't know much about Risk here. I'm going to assume that the TMCI is some sort of clan or team. So I'm just going to call him Risk, but I don't know much about him other than that he does play TLO on the ladder, so probably a very high ladder player there on the European server. See that pylon go down. I'm wondering actually if TLO is playing random at this point, and if TMCIRisk actually knows what he's going against, because this pylon placement could suggest obviously the gateway could be put here, which is what you want to do against Zerg and the likes, and then against Terran or Protoss you're just going to want to put your gateway back a little bit and your cybernetics core. Don't want those to get sniped off very easily. Bring up the production tab. A little bit of an extractor trick there, and the spawning pool does go down before even the gas or the expansion. So a little bit of a weird thing coming in from TLO. Usually we always see either the extractor going down first or the expansion. And of course Risk gonna go and check out, make sure that that expansion isn't down at some ungodly, unreasonable early time. Actually it'd be about now that he'd be putting it down. So gonna stay there, try and block that expansion if TLO decides to put that up, and meanwhile he does put his gateway down here at his ramp. Chrono boosting out the probes, a little bit ahead just because of that chrono boost, but of course TLO will be able to pump them out a couple at a time. Actually building a couple of Zerglings at this point. Let's take a look at the APM. I like to see TLO really keeps it up there. Actually Risk keeping it way up there as well, as an average of 200 APM, so really spamming away. He does put down his cybernetics core. Back at that production tab, are we now? We are now. Whatever how you say that. 4 Zerglings running across the field now, and finally that extractor is finished for LiquidTLO, so it's a little bit late. He's gonna have to wait a long time to get any sort of speed out, any sort of roaches that he's gonna want to get. Not gonna be coming very quickly, and now LiquidTLO just trying to take out this pesky probe from Risk so he can put down his, and wow, the Zerglings actually get in before the first Zealot is out, so now with some nice micro he might be able to take out this pylon running around, pulling back the hurtful ones, and this one's going to be one shot. That Zealot really going to town on these Zerglings, and they might be able to get it with some good micro. Oh my goodness, it's going to be close. It's down to 36 life. These Zerglings doing 5 damage. It's down to 8 damage, just 2 more hits. Oh, what? No. Oh, that was the Zergling that I had clicked on. 4 damage to the pylon. Oh my goodness, it gets down to 4 damage. And of course, Zerglings do 5 damage. A hit. So literally 1 Zergling attack away from killing that pylon. Which wouldn't have been absolutely crippling, but he did see the no coming down from TLO, as that is not something you want to do. Now he's a little bit supply blocked, finally getting out that Overlord, and that speed is coming up now. We do see an evolution chamber coming up, as we saw over here in Risk's base though. The Stargate is going up off of only 1 gateway, so had TLO gone for any sort of roach rush or roach push, roach bust early on, probably would have been nullified. There might have been a void ray out in time, but we're not going to be seeing any sort of that. 2 more gateways are going down for Risk, and he does get that sentry out finally. He's going to be able to block off that ramp from anything too bad coming up his ramp there. First Phoenix being pumped out right now, as well as the melee attacks level 1 for those Zerglings that are out on the field right now. 2 queens are out, of course. Gonna be able to deal with these phoenixes that are incoming. LiquidTLO still doesn't know about this. Let's take a look at his vision in here. He only actually sees 1 base, one gateway I should say, doesn't even see any gas or anything, so he's getting really in the dark at this point. Just making a couple of Zerglings. The time is very near for any sort of 4 gateway rush, but apparently TLO isn't suspecting any sort of thing like that. He is sending this 1 Zergling up here to check out the front. make sure anything like that's going to happen. He does have quite a few Zerglings to hold off any sort of pressure that could be coming as far as the 4 warp gates, and pumping out a ton of drones right now. So TLO just finally getting his lair and just getting a ton of drones. He did poke that front a little bit, I believe. And once you see a couple of sentries come out, you can be pretty safe that your Protoss buddy is going to expand. Of course, they can also do tricky stuff like this, and he spots those Phoenixes with the Zergling. So let's see what his response is going to be. He does put up a couple of Spore Crawlers there, building another Queen at his natural. This is being morphed into a lair, so of course it cannot be building a Queen. And these Phoenixes are going to take out that first Queen. Probably going to take out a couple of Overlords before these Spore Crawlers get up. And it looks like one more Overlord will go down before they're warded away by those Spore Crawlers. Actually, they take out that Overlord. One Phoenix getting down to very low life, 11 life on that Phoenix. And probably going to take out another Queen, but this Phoenix right here might go down. In fact, it does not go down. Down to 7 life. That's it. Zerglings over here looking to do some sort of counter attack if they can. Overlord caught out in the open. That is the sad day for an Overlord. These Zerglings now doing a little bit, and these Zerglings going to run up the ramp, and they're actually not going to get in there. So almost getting in there, but that Zealot being warped in at the last minute to stop those Zerglings from running in. And of course those Zealots will be able to clean up the Zealots will be able to ward off these Zerglings, because Zealots versus Zerglings is not something you really want to do in LiquidTLO, just pumping out a ton of drones. And we see a Baneling nest coming up actually, as well as a double Robo. So this game is just getting weird. Banelings we almost never see used against oh, what's going on here? Oh, an Overlord being taken out while these Phoenixes go and do some more damage. So, but like I was saying, Banelings hardly ever used against Protoss. But of course, TLO did force a lot of Zealots, and Banelings are very good against Zealots, as Zealots are light units, so they do get that extra damage against them. A little bit of a counterattack coming in here for TLO, but he sees that the expansion is going up. That's the information that he wanted to get. Another Overlord probably going to be taken out, but he does take this gold expansion. I really like that. He has a ton of drones right now. 37 drones compared to the 35 of the Protoss friend. A little bit of a counterattack down here. Gonna poke in at that natural while these Phoenixes are not being controlled well. A little bit of a poke again, but I'm curious to see if we see some Banelings coming out, and we do see some Banelings coming out. He knows that this is basically all that's defending there, and let's see if another Queen actually gets taken out. These Phoenixes just recharging their shields and going back in for more. One Phoenix does get taken out. Another Phoenix gets taken out. But now this is a big scary push. The Raffle coming in from Risk as he realizes that he has sort of terrible Phoenix control. That's what I tend to do also. I tend to just laugh at my bad playing. But we see a lot of Zerglings and a lot of Banelings coming in. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. This is all that's defending this. And of course, Zealot's good against the Zerglings, but not against Banelings, and putting a nice cup around there. Oh my goodness, did you see that move? TLO moved around the Zealots, caught them in a sort of a cup, and tried to get them with the Banelings, but some nice force fields did come up. And this expansion is not long for life. One Zealot trying to be warped in there, but it just gets killed immediately by those Banelings. This of course does go down. These Banelings getting in, doing a little bit of damage, killing about 3 probes there. And now these Zerglings are just going to wreak havoc, taking out these Stalkers and the Zealots and the expansion. And let's take a look at the production tab. Just more Zerglings being morphed in right now. 2 Colossi were on the way, but they were too little too late. The GG from TMCIRisk. So kind of a mass Zergling Baneling play that we see there from TLO against Protoss, which is something we don't see a lot. But of course, against these fast expand builds where Protoss is mostly relying on force fields to stay alive, that can be a very good style. So pretty good game coming here from TLO. Check out my channel, youtube.com/Firexfredtv. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching.